Are any of you guys in the States already? I don't think I asked, but I'm just curious if some of you guys are already here. I don't think I understand your question. Oh, Pavia, you're already here. That's awesome. I'll see you next week. I'm going to be helping with check-in, so I'll most likely see you. So you should come say hi. Welcome. I don't know how you like Mankato so far, but I know it's pretty cold, so hopefully it hasn't been too crazy for you. We have another question here. You charged me for the 2nd to 10th, but we already have to be there on the 5th. I don't think I understand your question. Could you clarify it for me a little bit? Are you talking about housing? Because if you're talking about housing, then you'd have to talk to residential life, because I don't know how the early check-ins would work. It's pretty cold in Minnesota right now, if you guys are already here, but it's not that bad. It was pretty cold last week and it snowed a little bit, but the snow's cleared up now, so it's not terrible yet. So hopefully you guys have got your like winter stuff, like we've been telling you to bring your winter stuff. So I'm just waiting for Paulina to get here. Other than that, we are also having Instagram live sessions. We did send out communications about that a week or two ago, where we will have our current students do Instagram lives and you guys can join and ask them questions. I think we will have one today, and then we have another one that's coming up on the 2nd of January, I believe. So if you guys are interested, check your emails because we've been sending those out. We'll have our social media influencers, Uday and Fatima doing the lives, and they're very involved students on campus. And if you have questions about student life, they'd be the best resource to get to. Good morning, Paulina.
Let's see.
Okay, I
Oh,
can hear you now.
oh, good Lord. Hi, everybody.
Good
What a
morning.
morning.
What a morning. It is a Monday indeed.
Morning. My light is terrible. Let me move this away.
Well, let me see. No,
There. That's
no, it looks
better.
good. Yeah, it looks good now. Yeah.
That's better. I just
Yeah.
moved all this stuff.
Yeah, I was just telling them that you'd be here to talk about orientation and kind of what to expect and all the fun stuff that you've prepared. Um,
Yes.
those that don't know yet, maybe you should like introduce yourself and then we can get started.
Yeah, I can go from there. Hi, everybody. My name is Paulina. I'm happy that you were able to join us today. I am one of the assistant directors at the KIC, and I will be part of the team that will be welcoming you all on what is it, the 8th. So next week already, the 6th,
The
next
sixth,
week.
the
Yes,
sixth,
the
yeah.
6th. Oh my gosh, a week from today. We get to meet all of you, which is really exciting. We've been planning orientation for many, many months. So we are looking forward to seeing you. We have lots of things prepared. But of course, it will be really important that you all remember that you have to come to check in starting that Monday, January 6th. You have to be there on Monday. Um, all of our orientation is mandatory. So you have to make sure that you arrive on Monday, January 6th, starting at 10 a.m. We can do your check-in, and then we will walk you through the schedule. Do you want to show them, PJ, what that looks like on their international portal? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I can share my screen in just a second here. Let me just log in and then you can kind of go
Sure.
over the schedule. Yeah, one sec.
Okay,
How's
that
your
sounds
holidays
good.
been, Paulina?
Um, it's been really busy. We've I have two kids and we're really busy with hockey. So it's been a lot, but yeah, kind of hectic. Like I said, I thought this meeting was at 12, so I'm glad that PJ sent me a nice reminder message. Mm.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm with you really quick, and it happens. I mean, it's a Monday, it's after the
Yep,
weekend.
yep. No, that's fine. It was good. I was getting ready for our peer mentor meeting that we have at 11 today. So all of you um will get to meet a lot of other students who have been here for whether it be a semester or a year or two. They have all signed up to volunteer to help you through orientation, and they are the peer mentors. So they will be here for that orientation week, um, helping with all things related to orientation. So I am meeting with them at 11 so we can just kind of finalize all the details, but they're all very excited to meet all of you. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, our peer mentors are a very good resource for you, especially during your first week. So definitely ask as many questions as you have.
Mhm.
I'm gonna share my screen, Paulina, and I'll just kind of scroll through. Just tell me when to scroll. I'll let you kind of take the lead on this
Perfect.
one.
Yeah. Okay, so once you should all be familiar with your international portal. Um when you log in, this is really going to be the best place where you can find all of the orientation information. So this way you will be able to have your orientation schedule really at your fingertips through your international portal. So anytime you have a question on what is coming up next, where should I be, what time does this session start, just always refer back to your international portal, as your home screen is really going to be all of your orientation information. Um, if there are any changes that need to happen, we will make those changes in the international portal. So all the information that is there is going to be up to date. Okay. On that home screen, you will see that there's information on housing, how to get to Mankato from the airport. Make sure you have all of your immunization records ready to go, as you will need to provide those to student health services. Um, and then, of course, it talks a little bit about what requirements you need when it comes to technology to make sure that everything is going to be working when you are on campus. Okay. And of course, being ready to make that health insurance payment um, for spring 2025. Um, so you can register. If that payment is not made, you will not be able to register. And that amount is a little bit less because it's just spring. You're not really paying for the full academic year. So we'll just be sure to update that before the orientation week. So anyway, so if you scroll down a bit right here on that early arrival information, we do at the KIC, we have 3 students like yourselves who have signed up to be our welcome drive from starting January 2nd through January 11th. Um, and you can use this service a- as a way to get places in Mankato if you need to go, for example, to the store to get stuff for your apartment, to do, some of those bigger purchases that you might need to make. Be sure to call the welcome drivers to that phone number there. You can call them, you can text them, you can send them a WhatsApp, and then you can connect with them on when you can get picked up. And they can help you get those rides. Of course, there are just specific times that they are available, and that is all listed there. Just remember that they are students just like you. And so just be mindful of, that we are kind to them. They really are just doing this because they wanna help you. But we also want to encourage you to remember to start learning how to use the bus, because this welcome driver system is just only in place for a few days. And after that, you do need to become familiar on how to use the bus to get around Mankato. Okay. Um, Anyway, so right there too, you will also see we do have some our office hours are listed, because of the holiday. Our office um, might be closed on certain days, etc. But our office will reopen um, on January 2nd. So on this coming Thursday. So if you're already in Mankato, our office will be open starting on Thursday at 9 a.m. Okay. And of course, the building where the KIC is located, the Centennial Student Union or the CSU, also has their hours posted, and we have posted them here for you. All right. Um, for the math card, if you are in Mankato, and let's just say you come to the university on Thursday, you can start getting your math card. So the math card office is on the main floor of the CSU, but you can certainly wait till orientation. We will have the peer mentors who will help you go get your math card at that time, because you will need it for lots of different things. But there's no rush in getting it ahead of time. You can get it during orientation. All right. So if you want to scroll down, PJ, there we go. So what can you expect during orientation? The very first thing that you will need to do on Monday, January 6th, is you'll need to come check in. Okay. And all that information is listed there. You have to check in on the second floor of the CSU in room 253, 254, 255. Okay. Starting at 10 a.m. Check-in doesn't take terribly long, but it's not something that's going to take you 10 minutes. So be prepared to just kind of spend some time doing your check-in. You have to remember that you need to bring your passport, you need to bring your visa, you need to bring your I-20 and your I-94. All of those documents you will need for check-in. If you don't bring those, we will not be able to check you in. So you want to make sure that you bring those along. And again, starting on Monday, you can start checking in at 10 a.m. The sooner you get checked in, then you can kind of start moving through all of the steps that are listed there for the schedule on January 6th. Some of you might need to do placement testing. We will let you know at the time of check-in if you need to do placement testing. We will be going over or the orientation schedule again with you during the orientation briefing. We will help you get to the technology sessions. During these technology sessions, which are mandatory, our staff will also show you how to use your MathMail, which is the university email, making sure that you can log into all of the different tools that you will need starting for when school starts the following Monday on January 13th. So these technology sessions are really important because of that. We will help you troubleshoot if you are having maybe issues connecting, logging in. You don't want to run into those issues the first day of classes. We want to make sure that we get that all squared out. ID there on standby for us. So if you are having issues Monday with bingo and pizza, if you've never played bingo, it's a really, really fun game. And it's just kind of like a way for all of us to get to know each other. Of course, the first speaking of technology, my computer was acting goofy, so I'm sorry. I think I disconnected for a minute. PJ, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Um, so anyway, um, we will wrap up with bingo and pizza. Come have some dinner with us. Come get to know each other. It's a really great time to. I think that first day is kind of a lot of, you're a little nervous, right? There's a lot of new things happening, lots of new people. So it's a good place, a good time to unwind, have some food, play some games, win some prizes. So that's gonna be on Monday. Um, Tuesday, if you already did your check-in on Monday, you don't need to come back on Tuesday for check-in. You can come back on Tuesday at 1 p.m. We're going to have some optional sessions that you can be a part of, how to get a work permit, to work on campus, how to, get a job. We'll talk about how to open a bank account, how to survive winter. And then we're also going to have an evening activity on Tuesday. There we have a really fun rock climbing wall at MSU. So we're going to do that. We're going to play, I think, some basketball, some soccer. So you don't want to miss any of that. So Monday, if you completed your check-in, your placement testing, your tech session on Tuesday, you can sleep in and come in at 1. Otherwise, you can split your tasks. You can maybe do check-in on Monday and then on Tuesday, come back to do your placement testing, whatever works best for your schedule. But do make sure to check in either Monday or Tuesday. That is absolutely mandatory. Okay. Wednesday, it's a really important day that we want to make sure that you get a good night's sleep on Tuesday night. Wednesday, it gets to be really busy. We will meet at 10 a.m. You are going to meet with your academic advisors. These are the professional folks at the university who are gonna help you figure out what classes you need to take depending on your major. Okay, so they're gonna help you create that plan on what you are supposed to register for on Thursday. So Wednesday, it's gonna be very important that you plan on attending these advising sessions at 10 a.m. We are all as a group going to meet in the ballroom in the second floor of the CSU. And from there, the peer mentors are going to walk with you to meet with these academic advisors. Okay. After the advising sessions are over, we are all going to gather in the ballroom for a welcome lunch. Okay, we're going to have some special guests who will be there to welcome you to MSU. And then we're going to have information sessions that are mandatory. We're going to talk about immigration. We're going to talk about health services, campus safety, student activities. So you want to make sure that you are in attendance at these meetings on Wednesday. Okay. Then on Thursday, it's kind of the day that everyone gets really excited about because that's registration day. That's when you get to register for all of your classes. Okay. Registration typically happens, it's really gonna depend whether you are, just undergrad student, if you're exchange student, etc. But for the most part, registration will happen throughout the day on Thursday. Once you check in on Monday or Tuesday, you will get a check-in form. This check-in form will tell you exactly what time you're supposed to register on Thursday. Okay. And again, the peer mentors will be there to help you get to your registration session. All right. Please make sure that you attend registration sessions. You're going to be meeting with the academic advisors once again to walk through that process. Don't register on your own. You need help doing this. This is your first semester doing this. There's a lot of perhaps codes and special permissions that the advisors need to put in. So make sure that you attend their registration session. And then finally, on Friday, once you are registered, you can come back to the CSU on Friday with your schedule, and the peer mentors will help you find your classes so you are ready to go for Monday. That way, I think we've heard from a lot of students that is really helpful. If you know Monday confidently where you're supposed to go for classes, I think kind of helps relieve some of that stress, right, of the first day of classes. So on Friday, certainly come back with your schedule and we can show you where all of your classes are located. So you are good to go for Monday. And then Friday evening at 5:30, we're all going to head over to the women's basketball game. For those of you who maybe don't know, our women's basketball team are the national champions. They won last year. So they're very, very good. So it's going to be a great game. It's free for everybody with your MAF card. So again, another reason to make sure that you get your MAF card. Again, peer mentors can help you with all of that. So it's a really busy week. We do recognize that, but we're hoping that this is a week where you will make a lot of good connections with other new students, with returning students, with the peer mentors, with the KIC staff. We will all get to start getting to know you. You will hopefully start getting familiar with the university, so you are ready to go for that following Monday when classes start. Um, I was looking ahead at the weather, and it does look like orientation week is going to be very, very cold. There will be buses running, but nonetheless, plan on, dressing warm. Make sure that you bring hats, bring your gloves. You will have time once you're here to go shopping, but at least try to bring some of those items with you, so you are ready for orientation week because it will be pretty cold.
I haven't checked the weather yet. Does it look pretty bad?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's yeah,
yikes.
it's January in Minnesota.
It
It's
is
gonna be
January
it's
in Minnesota. Yeah. Just make
it's gonna
sure,
be cold.
yeah, like Paulina said, just make sure you're dressed warm. And if you're getting here before
Mhm.
orientation, just go get your stuff because you don't want to be out in the cold because it does get very, very cold really fast. And if your fingers and stuff are not
Mhm.
covered and warm, you might get frostbite and you don't want frostbite.
Yes,
Um,
that can be very dangerous for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of amazing events happening throughout the week. So I really encourage students to make the most use of it. I know bingo, I was downstairs and you guys had it last time and
Mhm.
it was
It's
full.
so fun.
It's so fun and there were so many students, everyone just eyeing the prizes. And I know you already said we have prizes, so that's awesome.
Yes, bingo is so fun. It's my favorite, I think, evening activity of orientation. It's super, super
It was
fun.
really
Yeah.
full last semester. It was very popular. Yeah, I
Hmm.
remember.
Hmm.
And there's free pizza, so like you can't really, not go. Um,
Exactly. Free food is always good.
it's
Yes.
always good. But yeah, just
Yes.
make sure you're going over the orientation schedule. And I think Paulina already mentioned is like don't just register for classes because your friends that are here are telling you to do so, because things might have changed from the last time they registered for classes and they always don't always have the most updated information on course changes and things like that. And you don't want to be in a position where you might have to like retake a class or not take a class. And it can be a whole thing. So, like Paulina said, just make sure you meet with your academic advisors and listen to them when you go on registration day and what they tell you.
As an international student, you do also have certain requirements for immigration purposes and how many classes you're supposed to be attending, how many credits have to be in person. And your academic advisors are really well versed on what those requirements are. So you want to make sure that you are in compliance as an international student with your registration requirements. So again, academic advisors are really well aware of this, so they'll make sure that you stay in compliance with your F1 status.
Exactly. We do have a few questions. So, Paulina and I, we can kind of take it
Yeah.
like take one. The first one is when will we get our map card? Like when we check in or during orientation? So during check-in, we do have peer mentors like Paulina mentioned earlier that will help you kind of navigate and find where the map card office is so you can get your student ID made. However, if you're already on campus or in Mankato a little bit earlier and you want to check out the university and the CSU is open, again, our hours are up here for CSU and KIC. If the CSU building is open, feel free to kind of go in, find the MAV card office and get that made. But again, you don't have to like get it right there and then whenever you get in. You can always wait for check-in because again, we have peer mentors that will be there to help you with that process. So, uh,
Yes. What are the for your health insurance? So your health insurance, I believe starts in January and it goes through, I believe it's the first week in August. Because then your next payment will be due at the end of July. Um, and that payment will be for the full academic year. So August 2025 to August 2026. So right now you're essentially just paying for, 6 months of the health insurance because you were not here for the fall semester, of course. So yeah, so again, you have to make sure that you pay for that health insurance and the peer mentors will show you where to do that before you can register. If you don't pay the health insurance, you will not be able to register.
someone said, do I need to pay the insurance fee by cash? I do have a draft with the university name. Will that work too? I believe the draft will work, but if you have cash, that works too. The cashier's office will take any form of payment you have. If you have Apple Pay, that works too. If you want to wire it over, that's fine too. So it's really depends on what's most comfortable for you.
Yes, when will we register for our classes? So we will update the schedule for Thursday, January 9th. But again, once you check in, we will give you a check-in form. And on this form, it will show your registration time slot. One thing that I forgot to mention that we're doing new this year, which I'm really excited about, on your check-in form, aside of all the information that you will have related to what you need to do, you will also notice that there's going to be on the right-hand corner, it will say that your orientation group number. Okay. So you will each have a different number, whether I think the numbers are from 1 through 6. What we're trying to do is start grouping all of our new students into groups with students who are either on your same major or your same college. That way, when you get, after you check in, you will move over to the orientation briefing room. The briefing room will also have tables with all of the numbers. So if your check-in form says you are group 1, make sure that you sit at the table that says group 1. That way you will notice that every student sitting at your table is either part of your same major or your same college. So that means that you will likely be seeing them in a lot of classes and you might be enrolled in a lot of the same classes together. So we're hoping that that will start creating, good bonding between all of you and you have a lot of things in common already. We are going to do the same for the lunch. So when you get to the lunch on Wednesday, make sure that you look for the table that has the number on your check-in form. So again, you're sitting with folks that you already have lots in common with. Okay.
Um, Somebody asked how to get the I-94. I'm sharing the link in the chat really quickly for you. You will have to get that after you've entered the United States because it's essentially a travel log of when you're entering the country. So once you're into the country, once you're in Mankato, you can look it up and get that printed out. I'm just sharing that link for you. You don't, again, if you're not in the country yet, you won't be able to get one, obviously. So just wait until you're in Mankato and you should be able to get it. Sometimes the system is weird. Sometimes it doesn't show up. In that situation, you can come to any of the full-time staff and we'll figure something out for you for the time being. But usually it's a pretty quick turnaround for when it gets updated.
Yes. Can you get the immunizations at MSU after paying for your insurance? I believe you can. Um, we want you to make sure that you come with all of your records of what immunizations you've already received. And if Student Health Services determines that you still need some, they will do immunizations here for you at the clinic. Yes.
Shouldn't health insurance be half if it's for 6 months? So yes, it will be half. We just need to update the numbers on the international portal. So you will be paying a specific amount that's only for 6 months. And then for the next fiscal year, next year, you'll see an updated amount that shows up on your account during the summer. So you can pay for it by July.
Mhm. When will you get your books? So you will get your books once you register. Once you register, you will then be able to go to the bookstore, which is also in the CSU, and then you will be able to find what books you're needing for your classes, and then you can purchase them at that time.
Um,
I
what
do
is
have
the
the
rate? You have the
estimate.
estimate? Okay,
Yes, let me
awesome.
find that, but I do have it here.
Awesome.
Um,
And I can update that on the portal as well, that's what the estimate.
It is 1,420. So that is the estimate on how much you guys can expect to pay for your health insurance for the 6 months from January through August. And it is mandatory to have that health insurance.
Really good questions from
Yes.
everybody. And I always say, like, if you guys have questions, even during orientation, please don't hesitate to ask. The
Hmm.
best way to learn is by asking questions, and so that's what we're here for. You'll definitely be meeting all of us, the rest of the staff as well, and we're very excited to see you. But also, yeah, it's cold. It's gonna be cold, so
Yes,
just
very cold. So yeah, plan accordingly. So it'll be good though.
it'll be good. Yeah. Yeah, one more question. Can academic advisors force us to take extra classes? No, nobody can force you to do anything. We just want to make sure that you're able to maintain your F1 status, and that's why you're meeting with your academic advisors so they can understand what major you are, what your goals are, and tailor your academic plan accordingly. And so just understand that while they can't force you to register for certain classes, they're doing so with your best interest in mind. And so we highly encourage you to listen to them and the advice that they give. They are also well versed on, like Paulina said earlier, about the F1 and how to maintain F1 statuses. And so they'll be able to kind of make sure that you're registering for the exact amount of classes that are needed for you to stay in status. But yeah, they can't force you to take extra classes. International students have to register between 12 to 18 credits. 18 is the maximum you can take. So
And out of those minimum 12 credits, 9 credits have to be in-person classes. So you cannot take all of your credits online or of the vast majority of your credits online. They have to be in person. So again, the academic advisors know that. So they'll make sure that when they tell you register for these classes, that those classes meet those requirements.
Are summer classes online fully?
So summers is optional. You don't have to register for summer classes. And if you do choose to register for summer, currently there is no requirement whether they have to be in person or online. You can take summer classes online. Um, that is, of course, as of right now, December 30th, 2024. Things might change by the time summer comes around, but so far that holds true, that summer classes are optional and they can be all online if you choose to do that for summer.
I think this question was about the insurance fee, but again, like Paulina has already mentioned, it is mandatory for you to pay that insurance fee. If you don't pay that insurance fee during orientation, they're not going to remove the holds for you to be able to register for classes. And so during your first week, Monday and Tuesday, we're really going to be pushing you to make sure that you've got that covered so that when you meet your academic advisors, everything's cleared. Perfect. I know you're meeting the peer mentors at 11.
Hmm.
Very
Yes.
exciting.
I'm very excited to meet with them. They're all really excited to to meet all of you next week. So you will recognize the peer mentors really easily. They will have a bright yellow t-shirt that says peer mentor in the back and a big map or globe on the front with the picture of Stumper, which is the mascot for the university. So at any time during orientation, always feel free to ask any of them for any questions or any help that you need.
Well, international students who check in early get food after the 2nd of January. So this really depends on if you're living in the dorms or not. If you're living off campus and you don't have a meal plan, obviously that's going to be kind of on you, but that's also why we have the drivers around to help you kind of get groceries if you need groceries. So that's one of the main reasons why we have the drivers for you. Paulina, do you know exactly how residential life is doing? This
Yeah,
year?
so if you live on campus, you will get 2 meals a day for orientation, or starting actually January 2nd. Meals will begin from, I think they're from 10 to 11 and then 5 to 6 every day until the dining center opens. I believe the dining center opens on Friday, January 10th. So if you're here starting January 2nd, you will get 2 meals in the dining center if you live on campus. But like PJ mentioned, if you do live off campus, um, you have to, cover your meals on your own as you would throughout the semester.
If I live in Stadium Heights, do I get meals? Yes, because Stadium Heights is affiliated with the university. So
Correct.
yeah, it's considered an apartment, but it's part of the university. So yes, you would be getting your meals.
Yep. And once you check in at the residential life office, they in your welcome folder, you will get the schedule for the meals there. So just make sure that you look really closely at everything that they provide during that time.
How to travel to and from Stadium Heights. So that is where the bus service comes in. Again, that all of that link is on the international portal. So I highly encourage you to go through the portal, click on all the links that's on there because we've basically condensed all of the important information on there. So um, that's the best way to go about it during orientation is just to take the bus. The schedule's also online, so I can try and send that in the chat as well, unless Paulina, you have something else to add.
No, that's exactly it. The bus will be running to help you get from Stadium Heights to MSU. Yep.
It can be a little confusing in the beginning, like the bus schedules and all of that, but you get used to it eventually. There's also an app that you can download. It's called the MavLife app on your phone. That lets you track the buses in real time, so you know exactly where the buses are and exactly which station to get to.
And I forgot on Monday at the first day of orientation, Monday at 2 o'clock, student government with the peer mentors will are going to do a demonstration on how to get around Mankato on a bus. So come join them for that. They'll show you this is where you take the bus. These are the buses that you take to get to the different stores. This is how flag the bus to stop them. This is how you pull the cord to ask for a stop. So I think it'll be really, really helpful to attend that session. So Monday at 2 o'clock.
I've also shared the live bus tracking on the browser itself and on the app. So if you want to get familiar with it while you're at home, you can. You can find Stadium Heights on there and then kind of figure out. There's a lot of buses that are running right now, so I would encourage you to look through it yourself so you can kind of get familiar with it. Really good questions, though.
Yeah,
You guys are
definitely.
getting ready.
And I think a lot of it will be answered on that first day when you get here. But it's definitely good to be prepared. Yeah.
Perfect. I don't think there are any further questions. If you guys have any other questions and you're not able to get to us, I know because it's the holiday season, some of us will be out of the office. But you could reach out to us on Instagram and we'll try to respond to your DMs as soon as possible if you have questions related to orientation. But otherwise, everything else is on the portal. So just make sure you go through the portal. And am I stuck or are you stuck, Paulina? Can you guys hear me okay? I can't tell if I'm the one that got kicked out. Okay, I think it was Paulina. All right, cool. Um, Perfect. So I think we have answered most of the questions. Okay, you guys can hear me. It was Paulina then. Okay, because her screen froze and I wasn't sure if it was me or thank you for letting me know. But yeah, if you guys don't have any further questions, like I said, I put our Instagram handle in the chat. Our international portal, your KIC portal, is where all the good information is. So make sure you go through it. We'll try to respond to your DMs as soon as possible. But again, we have limited hours right now because it's the holiday season. But we're very excited to see you next week. If you guys haven't started traveling yet, I hope you guys have safe travels. I hope the jet lag isn't too bad. And like Paulina said, just make sure you're bundled up and warm during orientation week, especially because it's going to be pretty cold, it seems like. Thank you for joining us today. I'm very excited to meet you all. During check-in, please come say hi. If you see me, I'd love to say hi. And I know I see a lot of familiar names, so I'm excited to meet you guys in person as well. Um, but yeah, I think Paulina got kicked out unfortunately, but she says she sends her best. Yeah, she says she got kicked out. And she sends her best. So I think I'm going to end the live now because we've answered a lot of your questions, I think. But if you have any other questions, reach out to us.